Hello hackers! Welcome to the new video where we are going to hack remote code execution via Web Shell Upload Lab from Web Security Academy and powered by Portswigger. So this lab contains a vulnerable image upload function that doesn't perform any validation on the file users upload before storing them on the server's file system. So if you're not familiar about what is the file system, this is the place where we store all the kind of files like images, videos, or audios. And to solve the lab, all what we have to do is to upload a basic PHP web shell file and to use it to extrafill the content of the file secret in the home/callous user and to submit the secret content. And in here they provide us the account of winner Peter to test this vulnerability. So you may be asked a question, how can we access to the callous secret file from the winner account? And this is how remote code execution is dangerous. So let's take a look of a basic definition of remote code execution. So in here, it's the abbreviation of the word RCE. So the remote code execution attack is where the attacker run a malicious code on organization's computer or a network. He has the ability to execute attacker-controlled code and can be used in various purposes. So in here, he can do a bunch of other attacks, like he can read the data, like he can update the data, and even he can delete all the files in the server. So this is how RCE is very dangerous and actually is in the top of vulnerabilities in the world. So in other words, if you can do RCE in a server, you can do a bunch of stuff. So let's take a look of example how we can do this kind of attack based on PHP and read the content from /home callous secret. So in here, in my terminal, in a local place, I can run a command of pwt, and in here to find my current path. So I'm in /home/Kali. So if you're familiar in a Linux, home it's the main place in the server and Kali is my user. So this is a folder and also Kali is a folder. So I can just do ls in here. And these are my contents. It's a bunch of folders and files. Like in here, the blue one are the folders and the other one are files. So let's imagine that I have a secret file. So I'm going to create a secret file in here. So let's say echo and then let me say I am Popo and I'm going to put it in a secret file. It's going to be called secret2. So let me press enter. Now let me do ls again, and as you can see, now I have a new file called secret. As you can see it in previous ls, we don't have a secret in here. So how I can read this content? In case that this is my file and it's under my user Kali, I can just use a cut command and then the file name, which is a secret, and press enter. And in here you can see that it returns the content of the secret file. So we are going to do the same thing like we did in Bash in here, but we are going to use it with a PHP language. So in here, let's take a look of PHP documentation under the file system related execution. So these are the sensitive functions that we can use if we find the vulnerability of RCE based on PHP. We can run all these kind of functions. But in this lab, I'm going to focus only in one function, which is the file get content, which is absolutely similar of this cat word. And also you can see in here we have this file put contents that can write data in a file, which is absolutely similar of what we did in here. So in this lab, I'm going to focus on the file get contents to read the content of the file of /home/callous/secret. So guys, if you like this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and let's start. And here we go everybody. So the first step, I'm going to activate Foxy Proxy. I'm going to use Community Edition, and then let's go to the proxy, click introspect twice, and then let's go to HTTP history. And in case that they provide us a winner account, so let's go to my account and let me connect as a winner and password of Peter, and let me log in. And here we go, so I don't need to save any credentials. And in my profile page, you can recognize that we do have two functionalities. So the first one is to update the email, and the second one is to update the avatar. So in case that I do have the information that the RCE is going to be an upload avatar, so I'm going to focus in this functionality. So let's click browser, and here we go. Let me select my image. Now let me click open. And now I'm selecting my image, call it conan.jpg, and let me upload. And here we go. Now you can see that we run a post method slash my account slash avatar, and you may find this error, and this is absolutely normal. It's related to proxy. So let me refresh the page and let me resend the endpoint. And here we go, now you can see I run it again. So in case that this one it didn't work for you as it happened for me, so all what you can do is to deactivate your proxy and let me refresh the page and let me resend again. And here we go. Now you can see he said the file avatar slash conan.jpg has been uploaded. So let me back to my account, but before doing this, let me activate Foxy Proxy. And here we go. Now let me back to my account. And as you can see that my avatar is changed. So you may ask yourself how I can access to this file system. So to do this, all what we have to do is to find its endpoint. So where my front end access to this file. So let me go to this endpoint, my account, and let me search based on its name. So if you remember the name of my image, it was conan.php, so let me search it in here. Let's say Conan. And here we go. Now in the tag image, you can see we have this file slash avatars slash conan.jpg. So let me just copy it in here and let me paste it over here. And let me try to access to the image directly from the file server. And here we go. And as you can see in here, I'm able to access to the image directly. And you may recognize that I didn't get the endpoint over here. So let me send this one to repeater. And let me recopy again this endpoint. And let me replace it over here. And let me try to access to the image again and see. And here we go. Now I have 200 status. And as you can see, now I'm able to see the image. So now let me back to my account, and now I'm going to test this functionality and see if it's vulnerable to PHP. So you may ask yourself, am I going to use every time to test this functionality with PHP? So the question is not, it depends on the technology that uses in the server. So actually we are lucky in this lab that we have the information that we have to use PHP, but in real life you may do another step to discover the server's language. So you may try to manipulate the endpoints and it can generate an error, and sometimes this error can contain the server technology. So this is how you find the technology that you are going to use in your next attack. Not always we use PHP. So guys, let's go to my VS Code. So I'm going to write PHP code in here. So let me create a new file. So I'm going to call it index.php. So if you're not familiar in PHP language, this is absolutely normal, so you don't have to be an expert. I'm going to show you what we are going to do. But first, I need to verify that this functionality is vulnerable to PHP. So let me use PHP code. So I have to use this PHP tag to say that I'm going to use PHP code. So let me close the tag, and everything inside this tag is going to be run as a PHP code. So I'm going to use a function PHP info that returns an information about PHP. So if this runs successfully, I will verify that this endpoint is vulnerable to PHP. So let me select the avatar now. I'm going to select my PHP code, Here we go. And now I'm going to deactivate Foxy Proxy and let me upload. And here we go. Now you can see that the file avatar index.php has been uploaded. So I'm going to copy the file name. Let me back to my endpoint in here. Let me replace the image name with index.php. And here we go, guys. Now we get the return about the technology they use. So they use PHP version 7.4.3 and Ubuntu 2.23. So this is absolutely a very good signs for us that this one is vulnerable to PHP. So now what I'm going to do my duty, which is read this secret file over here. So let me go to my VS Code and let me back to the documentation. So I'm going to use this function, which is file get contents. So I'm going to replace this one with file dash get contents, and here we go. And here I'm going to give it the path, which is /home/colors/secret. But in case that this function each returns a string, we have to use echo command so we can read the return as a print. And here we go, now my code is ready. So before I'm going to upload this file, you may ask also yourself how I can find this path file. Actually, in this lab we are doing it so easily, but in real life you can use it like echo.pd, so you can read the path and then you can use that path and then use ls and something like this. So we just do it very shortly in this lab. So guys, let me back to the lab. So let's back to my account in here. Here we go. Let me upload the new updated file and let me upload. Here we go. Now we uploaded successfully. Let me back to my account and let me back to the lab. Let me rerun this code again. And here we go. Now I got successfully the secret key in here. So let me just copy it. Let me go to the submit solution and let me submit. And here we go. Now we finally solved the lab. So before moving forward, guys, also you can try another thing like file put content, where you can update the file. You may try it by yourself and see if you are able to update this content in here, and then retry the file get contents again to read what you updated, and try to manipulate it and try to use these different functions and see if they are able to do or not. So guys, if you like this kind of content, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any question or any suggestion, please put it in the comment below, and stay tuned to the next videos.